And the prophecy states that you're the most important person in the universe. That's you, right?
Yes.
I don't think he's ever had an original thought.
That's not true. Introducing the double-decker couch. So everyone could watch TV together and be buddies.
That idea is just the worst.
Emmett, about the most generic Lego figure you can come up with, is deemed to be the Special, the greatest master builder in the universe and the most important, interesting, unique individual who has ever lived. It falls down to him, as the Special, to stop Lord Business from ending the world as everyone knows it. The Good. Much like Legos in real life, this movie boasts a huge amount of creativity. It embraces the idea of Lego creativity, that you have these certain guidelines that you can follow to make this cool stuff, but you also have your imagination from which you can make countless other cool things. It's clear just by watching the movie that the filmmakers have a very, very strong appreciation for the childhood spirit. It shows a bunch of different kinds of Lego universes. It shows how different people from different universes can cross over with each other and how they interact. I don't want to give away what most of these actually are, it's so awesome. The only thing this movie does better than its creativity is its comedy. Not only did they pick a great cast for these various characters, but the jokes just keep coming almost non-stop, and all of them are hilarious. If you've played the Lego video games, you probably have already gotten the idea that Lego has a very unique, cheeky sense of humor. It's not utilized exactly the same way it is in the video games, but there's a certain self-awareness and hyperactive activity and such enthusiasm to all their jokes, and that's the main reason this all works so well. The self-awareness is especially evident in the portrayal of Batman in this movie. I also really like the good cop, bad cop character, played by Liam Neeson. Not only is it one Lego figure with a split personality, and it's played by Liam Neeson does both of the voices. I don't think I've ever heard Liam Neeson be like a mild-mannered kind of guy before, and that's what he does as good cop. It is beautiful to hear. Not to mention just revolutionary. Who knew Liam Neeson could do a voice like that? There's also a lot of cameos, you could say, Lego figures that make short, minor appearances, but they make those appearances count. Again, massive props to Lego for their cheeky, amazing sense of humor. The animation in this movie is not only amazing, but it's fully appropriate for a Lego style. You might have seen how in the Lego video games you have certain things that don't necessarily react as Legos would. It's just a bunch of Lego figures walking around in a mostly Lego universe. This isn't all Lego universe. Like, you dunk into the water, and the water comes up with a bunch of tiny blue dot pieces stacking up on top of each other to make a wave. All the figures are moving in a clunky stop-motion sort of way that you would expect a Lego figure to move in. And in true Lego style, the characters take pieces from like all different parts of the universe, put them all into one thing, make this new epic thing that no one ever thought of because there's no instructions for it, just as Lego should be. The iffy. As you might have already figured out, I saw this movie in 3D. And this movie, it's very crazy on the motion, you know, Lego pieces flying everywhere, things exploding, and then they're taking other pieces from other exploding things. This movie does something to add dimension to that, and I guess you could say it outlines it a little bit. So for that, 3D is pretty well worth it. This movie's credits were very, very plain in contrast to the rest of the movie, but the rest of the movie was so amazing, I can't get mad at it for that. The bad. Near the end of the movie, there was something that kind of jolted me when it happened, and it kind of did a 180, almost took me out of the movie, but ultimately it does fit with everything else in the movie. This is under bad and not iffy, because while I do ultimately accept this part for what it is, it did jolt me really hard while I was watching. The verdict? Everybody familiar with Legos owes it to their inner child to see this movie. It is clever, constantly entertaining, hilarious, so nostalgic, and like Legos themselves, a big, messy pile of fun. This is Detective Steve, and to quote the movie's theme song, everything is awesome.